So National Diabetes Week is just about to wrap up. We have another day and a half before it's ended for 2017. And as is often the case at about this stage of National Diabetes Week each year, I'm feeling a bit exhausted and a bit diabetesed out. It's not really a word, but it probably does go a long way to explaining how I'm feeling. This has been a really, really positive week. It's been a big week, but it's been a really, really positive week, I think. I have spoken to and been emailed and contacted by so many people because they've wanted to share their type 1 diabetes diagnosis story, and the number of stories that I heard of people who were misdiagnosed and it took a very long time for them to get a correct diagnosis, even though they exhibited all the classic signs of type 1 diabetes, the 4 Ts. It's incredible. I read my dear friend Georgie Peters' story. Georgie's a friend of mine, a Diabetes Australia young leader. I'm pretty sure that she's told me her diagnosis story, but reading it the other day was incredibly powerful. I went to the Kellyan Awards the other day and I read the story of somebody who was receiving a 50 or a 60-year-old medal who was misdiagnosed, and it took quite a while for them to get a correct diagnosis. I read on Facebook another friend of mine, Jane, who got her Kellyan medal last year, and her story as well, it was the same. People are being misdiagnosed over and over again because we don't know the 4 Ts. This campaign is just starting, and I think that that's probably one of the reasons that I'm so excited by it, is that it's not finished now that National Diabetes Week is nearly finished. It's just starting. And it's also fabulous because Australia is now, I guess, has joined the global chorus that is calling for earlier diagnosis of type 1 and for people to know the symptoms. So the 4 Ts campaign came out of Diabetes UK. The team at Beyond Type 1 are doing an amazing job raising awareness about the symptoms of DKA and type 1 diabetes. They've got a team at the moment that is riding across America. Wow. And they are raising awareness about DKA symptoms and the symptoms of type 1. And the International Diabetes Federation has a series of posters that are translated into different languages, and they are also available online. Again, all about the same issue. These are the symptoms of type 1. We need to have people diagnosed sooner so that they don't wind up in hospital and that they don't wind up in DKA. I have felt very grateful for my boring type 1 diabetes diagnosis story, which I've told a couple of times this week, and it pales into insignificance when I hear about the time that it took for a number of people to be diagnosed properly. So I know that I have already, I guess, urged you to keep spreading this message, and I will ask you to do that again. Print out the poster and pop it up on community notice boards. Share it on every single social media platform that you have. If you're in the community, we know what these symptoms are, we really do, but people outside don't. And you know what, that does need to change, and this is a really simple way to do it. The poster is super simple, and the 4 Ts message is really easy as well. It has been a good week. It's been a big week, not only National Diabetes Week, there have been big tech announcements and there are exciting trials happening in Australia of new tech. There's always so much going on in the diabetes space. I'm just catching up with all the blogs and vlogs. There were so many vlogs of people in Australian bloggers usually, and they've made some vlogs. I haven't had a chance to watch all of them, but I will catch up. I'm going to put a whole heap of links at the end of this post today because there's lots to share, and it's also going to be a reminder for me to come back and revisit them as well. And I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to be around Diabetogenic for the next week or so, just to sort of catch up with everything else and regroup and refocus. The rest of the year is just as busy. There's always so much going on in diabetes. But to everybody who's participated in National Diabetes Week this week, thank you. Please do keep sharing the 4 Ts poster in our campaign. I think it's got legs, and there's obviously so much we still need to do in this space. Happy National Diabetes Week to you, and I'll see you in a week or so. Bye.